Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brothers and sisters, today is a very special day. Today we are celebrating the birth of our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Yes, today is 12th of Rabiul Awwal, 2025 AH, the exact date of the birth of our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is not known. So this is the day, the 12th of Rabiul Awwal, which is most likely the day when our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was born. My brothers and sisters, in Islam, there are two main pillars of faith, Shahada and Salat. Shahada is the declaration of faith, La ilaha illa Allah Muhammadur Rasulullah. There is no God worthy of worship except Allah, and Muhammad is his last prophet. And the second pillar is Salat, which is the prayer. So whenever a Muslim performs the 5 daily prayers, he or she is reminded of the oneness of Allah and the prophethood of Muhammad, peace be upon him. Similarly, when it comes to the birthday of our Prophet, peace be upon him, every Muslim should know that this is a great occasion because on this day was sent the mercy for the entire humanity. Because before the coming of our Prophet, people were in darkness. They were worshiping idols. They were involved in all kinds of sins and wrongdoings. But then Allah Almighty sent our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to guide the entire humanity towards the right path. So Pan of Arotobor, we had a deen, O Allah. You have chosen me for this great task, which is something really amazing. There are many lessons that we can learn from the life of our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. In fact, the entire life of our Prophet is like an ocean. We can keep on taking lessons from it, and we will never be able to take out everything that is valuable in that ocean. It is impossible. But I'm going to mention just 3 points that we should learn from the life of our Prophet, peace be upon him. And these 3 points are actually interconnected. Point number 1, our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was born in Mecca. At that time, the tribe of Quraysh used to perform Hajj every year, and they used to set up a tent near Al-Kaaba, where all the tribes used to come together. This means that our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, from the very first moment of his life, became a center of attention for the entire Arabia. Our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was sent to be a leader of all the people, not only of the Arabs, but the entire humanity. Pan of Arotobor, we had a deen. Allah has chosen me for this great task. That is why our Prophet's birthplace was right in front of the Kaaba. The second thing that happened in Mecca was the incident of Isra, the night of Miraj. Our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was taken from the Kaaba in Mecca to the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem, and then to the heavens. During the Hajj, when the pilgrims come to Al-Aqsa Mosque, they encircle it, they walk around it. It is called Tawaf al-Aqsa. So basically, during Hajj, millions of Muslims would go around the Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is a place where our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has prayed. Not only that, he led the entire Prophet's congregation. Even the prophets of Allah, peace be upon them, would come from different parts of the world to meet at Al-Aqsa Mosque. So this is another great lesson for us. When we perform Hajj, we should remember that we are following the footsteps of our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And the third thing about Makkah is that this is the place where our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, received the first revelation from Allah Almighty through the course of Jibril, peace be upon him. So Makkah is a place where our Prophet, peace be upon him, received the message from Allah. He received it in the cave of Hira. So if you look at the map of Makkah, you will see that the cave of Hira is on the top of the mountain. It's a place which is higher than everything else. That is how our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is also high above everything else. He is the leader of the entire humanity. So these are the 3 great things that happened in Makkah, where our Prophet was born, where he got the message of Allah, and where he performed his first prayer as a prophet of Allah. When the journey of our Prophet began, the first place he went to was the city of Medina. And in Medina is the beautiful mosque where the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, performed his first Friday prayer. Later, after almost 3 years in Medina, our Prophet, peace be upon him, performed Umrah, which is one of the important pillars of Islam, and he performed that Umrah in the month of Ramadan. So both Hajj and Umrah are connected with the life of our Prophet. And even today, billions of Muslims around the world perform Hajj and Umrah. So when we perform Hajj and Umrah, we should remember that we are following the footsteps of our Prophet, peace be upon him. The next thing that happened in Medina was the event of the Battle of Badr. After becoming a prophet of Allah, our Prophet, peace be upon him, faced many hardships. One of the major hardships was the hardship of Hudaybiyah. During the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, our Prophet, peace be upon him, had to migrate from Mecca to Medina. And during that time, those who believed in our Prophet were very few in number. They were weak in terms of resources, they were weak in terms of power, but they were strong in terms of Iman. But still, some people from Mecca wanted to take revenge from those Muslims who left Mecca. So what did our Prophet do? He chose a group of 313 persons. These 313 persons were not only brave, they were also very pious, very righteous, and under the leadership of our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, they went to Badr and fought against the polytheists of Mecca, and they won the battle. This is the first battle in the history of Islam, and it is a great lesson for us that no matter how difficult the situation might be, no matter how powerful your enemy might be, what matters the most is the taqwa of the person, the righteousness of the person, and the leadership of that person. And inshallah, if you have these 3 things, you will be successful. You will achieve victory. That is why we celebrate the victories of our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, because it reminds us that with Allah's help, we can achieve anything. We can fight against any kind of oppression. We can stand up against any kind of injustice. And we should remember that when we follow the footsteps of our Prophet, peace be upon him, we are actually following the footsteps of those Sahabas who fought in the Battle of Badr. So Panava Rotabor, we had a deen Allah. You have chosen me for this great task. You have chosen me to be a leader of the entire humanity, and Allah Almighty says, yes, I have chosen you, but don't think that this leadership is given to you because you are the most powerful. This leadership is given to you because you are the most righteous. It is given to you because you have Iman. It is given to you because you believe in Allah, and you want to spread the message of Allah. So Panava Rotabor, we had a deen. Another great event that happened in Medina was the event of the conquest of Mecca. Our Prophet, peace be upon him, with his companions, entered into Mecca without even a single sword. This is something really amazing. What happened next was even more amazing. All the false gods were broken. All the statues that were being worshipped by the people were broken. But our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, stay back, O Muslims. Do not harm anyone. Do not harm any property. Do not harm any women. They are all safe. Everyone is safe. Then our Prophet, peace be upon him, went to the Kaaba and stood in front of it. He took the stones that were being used to build the Kaaba and threw them away, indicating that now there is no room for shirk in this house. Now this house belongs to Allah alone. Asta to La ilaha illa Allah Muhammadur Rasulullah. And then he prayed behind the Kaaba, establishing thereby that Islam is the final message of Allah. This is a great lesson for us, that if we believe in Allah, and if we believe that Islam is the final message of Allah, then we should live our lives according to the teachings of Islam. We should try our best to spread the message of Islam. And Allah Almighty will definitely help us. So Panava Rotabor, we had a deen Allah. You have chosen me for this great task. There are many other lessons that we can learn from the life of our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But the main lesson is that we should follow his teachings. We should live our lives according to the teachings of Islam. And we should always remind ourselves that our Prophet is the best example for us. So Panava Rotabor, we had a deen. O Allah, you have chosen me for this great task. Send your blessings, O Allah, on our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Help us to follow his teachings. Help us to be among his nation, and help us to live our lives according to the teachings of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.